for ABC News in San Antonio.
But they'll have little to say in the matter if the U.S. Senate passes the Voting Rights Act. Rita Williams, Channel 12, Newswatch.
Rita Williams, Channel 12, Newswatch.
Then, in 1978, San Francisco, first as a reporter at KQED.
It's an eerie feeling here at City Hall tonight, where Mayor George Moscone and Supervisor Harvey Milk were shot and killed earlier today. The building is almost empty now. Police are guarding the supervisor's offices, and the office here where Harvey Milk was murdered this morning has now been sealed off. We'll be reporting on these terrible tragedies tonight on A Closer Look.
And from 1980 until just last year at KTVU, where she continued to break barriers for women, the first to set up an office in the then newspaper-only press room in the San Francisco Hall of Justice.
We came over here to this room, and it was completely empty. There was desk here, all this space, and that's when they said, "You and that TV broad, get the hell out of here."
She was a media witness for the last gas chamber execution in California, and her efforts to set up a TV, radio, media room in the San Francisco Federal Building continue to help reporters who follow. We could go on, but we'll end with what Rita always says was her greatest accomplishment.
There's a new addition to the 10 o'clock news family. Our reporter Rita Williams gave birth to her very first baby just before midnight last night. It's a boy, a very big boy, 21 inches long and 8 pounds, 11 and a half ounces. So far, Rita and her husband Lindsay haven't picked a name for the baby. 8 pounds, 11 and a half ounces. We suggest Bubba.
So for 35 years, the Bay Area was lucky enough to know my mom as a great journalist. But for 27 years, I've known her as a great mom. And the best decision she ever made was not to name me Bubba. So as this award is evidence of, her career is something to be envious of, and if I have a fraction of it in my life, I'll be very happy and proud. While she had this great career, she always made time to make sure that she was a great mother, and she always has been, and she's always been a great inspiration. It's my pleasure to introduce my mom, Rita Williams.
That's what I'm worried about. I hope you didn't count that ovation in my time limit. I am so touched. I think you can see why I am such a proud mom. Brad just graduated from UC Hastings Law School and already has a job to start paying back that $150,000 in student loans. And he's going to work for a district attorney's office in the Bay Area. I won't tell you which one. And he told me to tell you he will not be your news source. I'm also proud of my husband of 38 years here, Lindsay, who has kept me grounded and laughing for all these years. And for all my friends here, some from nonprofits whose boards I sit on. You can read which ones they are in your program. I feel so blessed here tonight. My advice to all of you is do not shortchange your family and friends. When your job is gone, they're here for you. I have to admit, though, that I'm still a stickler for accuracy, and if you'll look in your program after this is over, there was a mistake. It said I was the first on-air woman at KTVU, and that is not true. I was the first woman with an office in the press room of the San Francisco Hall of Justice. So, for accuracy's sake, I had to say that one. But being one of the first female reporters in this business has been tough at times, with sex and pay discrimination not always being taken seriously. But there were also some things that, now that we're on this side, we can laugh about. Such as the first time I went into the 49ers locker room, full of only men. When I asked a star player a tough question, he started answering. Then midway through, he took off his towel and flipped it in my face. Well, I just kept staring at his face, showed no reaction. Then I asked a tougher follow-up question. He answered. Then I stared down at his anatomy and I said, you know, if I didn't have any more than that, I don't think I'd be showing it off. Who knows where that gutsiness came from? Probably from Texas. There was what seemed like an eternity of silence. Then he started laughing, said that was pretty good. That broke the ice. All the men in the room started laughing, and I was never tested in the locker room again. Before the music begins, and I really do get the hook, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you to all of you. I was truly shocked and humbled by this award. And when I read the outstanding recipients who have preceded me, I could start naming names of people I owe appreciation to and those people before me, but we would be here all night. So let me just say, in 42 years, I worked at only 4 TV stations, which may seem pretty amazing these days. Most of that time, of course, was at KTVU, Channel 2, a great place to work. My news directors, people I worked with, and those in the field that I competed with made me better. Being an early woman in TV news, I worked longer and harder just to show that women could indeed do the job that many of you now have. But now that I've had time to reflect since retiring, I've realized that that work ethic continued long past trying to prove that women could do the job. I treated each story as if it were the most important one I had ever done. Because remember this, to the person whose story you're telling, it is. I gave my all every single day for what's been estimated to be about 10,000 stories. So now I pass the mic to outstanding reporters like Sarah Seidner and to so many of you out there that I respect and admire and now listen to and watch, both women and men. We showed that news director who told me way back in 1972 that I would have to find another career because viewers would never allow women to age on the air. Well, when I retired, I was a week shy of 67 years old. I guess we have come a long way, baby. Thank you so very much.
At our house, she's known as the Yellow Rose of Texas.
I'm not dead. I'm still around. Thank you.